Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started.
Now, this is something I think should be studied for years to come. For years to come. You're going to see me get a little bit heated on this one, and there's probably not going to be any extra video, but there's going to be a little bit of stuff we're going to take a look at, because this is one of the craziest things I've seen, and I wasn't familiar with this for the longest time. I've heard rumblings about it, and whenever I joined back on X and started again after like forever not touching it, I discovered that system wars and console wars is still a thing, and middle-aged men are still fighting about video game consoles, which is sad. But sometimes you see some people that take this way too far, to the point where it's basically mental illness. Now, I think I'm right to say that because I suffer from mental illness quite extensively, pretty bad. But I'm a gamer. I don't know about you. I don't care about where I play on. I love good hardware, I love good software, but my main focus is the video games. Am I going to have a good time? Is it worth the money? Right now, there's a lot of problems. We have Xbox, Nintendo, everyone raising the fucking prices of their consoles or their video games, pricing a lot of people out of the console market. Or you have a bunch of content creators calling people broke boys just because they decide to spend their money a certain way. Guys, you got to remember, video games is not the most important thing on the planet. You do have to eat, you have to drink, and I say that as a fat guy. I know I'm going to get the comments like, you eat too much, fatty. But there's more important things than your entertainment. Some people don't understand that, and they would rather spend all their money and bitch at people for not spending that money on their preferred brand. And I talk about this, I'm talking about Reforged Gaming. That cunt, for the most part, is capping that people are broke people because they decide to join things like Game Pass, a rental service, or PlayStation Plus, but you'll never hear PlayStation Plus come out of his mouth as a rental service. But let's face it, video games are very expensive right now. It's hard to get into things. It's not just video games. Everything's expensive. The whole world is just raising the prices while wages stagnate. It sucks. It's terrible. It's been going on for years. And there's not much we can do about it. But I don't think the productive way of tackling things is calling people broke or talking down to people because they want to save money and not spend their money on overpriced crap. I don't see a problem with that. And for the content creators that are doing this, or the people, let me go ahead and tell you this now. The people you see on X or the comment sections or Icon Era, NeoGAF, or any type of video game or entertainment board or social media in general, these aren't people. These are not real people. These are drones, okay? I say they're not real people. They're actually people that's typing this shit, but these are not real life people. They don't understand what's going on in real life. They don't care if maybe you lost your job. Maybe you don't have a home, but you decide to hop on your tablet and play Xbox or PlayStation, whatever the fuck you want to do. It's kind of sad it's got to this point. But I do want to talk about one specific person that actually really got to me. And this was a conversation that I had yesterday, I believe. And it all stemmed from a post. I want to show you this really quick. And I did retweet this. And this is from the Crap Gamer. Now, he's kind of made it his personal thing. His whole identity is made around basically calling out Phil Spencer. I mean, it's become a sickness. It's become a sickness. Now, you're probably wondering, where did this start? Let's go ahead and take a look right now. Let's take a look at every single post he's made recently. Everything pretty much has to do Xbox dead, blah, 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 Phil Spencer, blah, 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 dead. I mean, right here. Day 2 of me asking you to resign after destroying Xbox consoles and lying to fans over a decade. And it's a lot like this. We can scroll through this. Let's see if we can take a look at these media. You gotta excuse me here for a second. I'm sure he's got plenty of AI generated pictures he's made. Like this right here. A lot of this. This guy is so angry. This guy is so angry over a brand that he made it his personal vendetta every fucking day to cry about it online. Which, you're wondering, where did this stem from? If you ask him, he'll say it doesn't make sense and I'm lying. But let's take a look at what happened in 2016. Now, in 2016, there was a game that was called Quantum Break. It was a Xbox game exclusive. I played it. I loved it. But it came to PC. And this was the very beginning. Maybe not even the very beginning, because there's been Xbox games on PC for a long time. For me, I take a look at it. I've played Halo originally on PC. It's just the way it was. But he got angry because Phil Spencer apparently announced that Quantum Break is also coming to PC. And you can take a look at this right here. Phil, you didn't stop to ask hardcore fans that stuck by Xbox if it's even what we wanted. And sad to say, I canceled my Quantum Break pre-order as I would. You weren't front on QB going to PC. And this legendary reply from Phil Spencer to the Crap Gamer: you canceled a pre-order for a game you want to play because someone else lets you want to play a game on Windows. What's the big deal on this? Now, let's kind of take a look. Let's kind of go back. Let's take a look at the conversation I had with him. So, whenever I went ahead and made the reply back, we'll go back here. Let's keep going. So, I basically, like I said, I saw his crash out, and he's been doing this for a while, and the shit he says is absolutely fucking wild. Like, you have to be, if your biggest thing right now is a company deciding to allow people to play games on other platforms, and you're so hurt by it, you must not have anything else going on in your life. And we'll get into it. Let's kind of go ahead and take a look into what was said. So I reposted this, and this is, like I said, it was all silly. He replied, he sure has to, the sooner the better. So not sure how it will change your situation. Seems like a waste of time. You're right, with the imminent death of Xbox hardware, and by the way, they're still making hardware. They just shown off the Asus ROG Ally 2 Xbox branded thing, and they said they're going to make other hardware, but it's probably not going to be the basic console shit that we're used to. So all the people with saying Xbox dead, those are just retards that they don't have anything better to do than clap at a company they dislike or possibly hurt their feelings. It is what it is. I like to play games anywhere. So if Xbox comes out with a PC hybrid console, guess what? I'm going to buy it. PlayStation 6, probably going to buy it. I don't agree with some of the shit that's going on, but I'm not going to allow this shit to hurt me. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. So basically, one of the things he's worried about is the potential loss of his gigantic library, which he said, I believe he said he spent $50,000 on this shit. Let's see if we can find, okay. It's around here somewhere, okay? And this will probably be a long video. It's surely to God in here. This has been the fucking craziest fucking thing I can think of. Like, it's really wild. It's the wildest shit that I've ever seen when it comes to any of this stuff. So just kind of bear with me. It's going to get there. He said he spent like, I think he said $40,000 on something like that. Okay. But he said he gained a lot of subscribers. So, I mean, I guess that's something. Well, fuck it. It's in there somewhere. If you guys want to find it, you can go find it. But anyways, he talked about losing, like the potential of losing all of his games, which has never really been thought. I don't think about that, but here's the thing. Whenever you sign up for an all-digital future, and one of the things this guy says is that whenever he pops in a game on his system, a physical game. And by the way, this is happening on a lot of systems. Not every game is going to have all the data on the disc, and you have to have some online connectivity. It's not an Xbox exclusive. Now, I've been a digital user. I've got a huge digital library on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Nintendo, you name it, you got it. And one of the things that happens whenever you think about it, if you guys are familiar with the Apple Store, iPad, whatever, there's a lot of games that are no longer available. So you may have purchased something like Mass Effect Infiltrator, Dead Space, BioShock, and a lot of different games that came out on iOS that no longer work. You may have the license, but you can no longer download them. You can't play them because the developers stopped, working and allowing updates to work with newer hardware. And whenever you sign up for like an all digital future, one thing you have to keep in mind, and this sucks, and the only actual real recourse is, of course, physical media. But right now you're taking a look at physical media like Nintendo or other platforms where not all the content is on the disc. So you basically have a fucking paperweight. Now, this isn't every single one, and there are workarounds around that. And we take a look like piracy. People say piracy bad, but I kind of feel like it's a moral thing at this point. Because if you lose your games, piracy is the only recourse. Why do you think retro gaming emulators are so big? Because all these big companies don't want to put their games that you purchased back on a platform. Instead, they'll re-release it and make you pay for it. Or you may never get a hold of it again. Which sucks, by the way. And DRM free, like GOG. And even that's a stretch. They could pull the games from there as long as you have that copy. And, anything can happen. You might have that installer in your, hard drive backed up, but anything can happen. There could be a flood. It destroys this shit. And if you don't have a backup, you're fucked. But when you're signed up for an all-digital future, anything can fucking happen. I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying it's justifiable. But if Steam, PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, Pornhub, OnlyFans, X decides to shut down one day and close their servers where you're no longer available to open up those games, what's going to happen? You may have the license, but that's it. That's just the license. You lost the games. So you're taking a look at the digital future. You have to realize that's a possibility, but that's never been said in the Xbox thing. And a lot of this stuff, man, like he blames a lot of this on. I tell him to accept this. Let's kind of dig deeper here. So one of the things it says. I'm sorry. Here we go. I said, not sure how it will change your current situation. Seems like a waste of time. You're right. With the imminent death of Xbox hardware, our libraries are probably going to be unplayable. We should all get as much playtime as possible. This is just speculation at this point. That's never been said, and the ecosystem is still supposedly going to exist. With using things like the Xbox hardware, like Play Anywhere and the Xbox app on PC, they're slowly bringing more titles for where you can actually grab those titles and play them on other devices. I find that as a net positive, but again, he might be onto something where there is, it might be okay to fear that. I'm not fearing it because, it's not really on my plate right now. I've got a lot of other shit going on. And as somebody that's literally lost every fucking thing I've ever had and had to start from scratch, and I mean game consoles, PCs, my car, my home, everything, my fucking dignity, a relationship for almost 7 or 8 years. Almost lost my life because I tried to throw it away with a thing of pills. So I know what it's like losing things. And when I look at things like gaming and what would happen if I lose that, that's really not that important to me. It sucks, but I signed up for this. And that's one thing you have to realize. You're signing up for this shit. It is scary. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, if it's, I lost all my physical games from back in the day. I lost them. And I bought them all back digitally. That's why I mainly just buy digital. I buy, I'm in my midlife crisis mode where I'm constantly buying old retro titles. But, one of the things I said, it's like, I doubt you're going to lose your library. You're in doom mode. If it happens, then I'll be pissed. But right now, I don't see that as a factor. I'll bookmark this and come back to 5 years and congratulate you if you're correct. Crapgammer replies, it won't be 5 years. Tell me who in their right mind thinks they could sell a console with 0 exclusives and 0 advantages. And I do want to get to that point too. The Microsoft Xbox is moving away from traditional hardware. There still will be hardware, but the way we play Xbox games, and I see this happening to a lot of different companies, don't think this is the only one. As much as the PlayStation guys like to think it's not going to happen, well, it might happen. It's already coming to PC. You can already grab a device and actually play. There's a PlayStation Portal. I can grab my Asus ROG Ally and do remote play. It's already happening. The whole system's changing. But I take a look. He said it's stuck to the hardware, and that's what he's stuck on. Guys, that's exactly what it is. And it's a lot of these people that are fighting over the console wars, and they're having these big circle jerk fest online saying, woohoo, PlayStation better, boohoo, Xbox better. And they're just talking about the plastic box, but they don't want to think outside the plastic box for a second and say, hey, more places to play the games. That's better for the games. That's better for the industry. That's just how I see it. I'm not going to tell you you're fucking retarded for not believing that, but it is a fucking retarded take. But anyways, the only reason you put your games out to competing consoles is because you're about to dump hardware like Sega did. The physical games on Series X are all DRM with little to no data on the disc. You need to connect the game to the game servers, not a specific game server, but the main server that we all connect to. This is why people have no internet. They cannot access their games. The physical and digital games are full of DRM. We will lose our games. And this is on every system. PC, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever. And one of the things I did spot out is if you have these systems set as your primary consoles, you don't have to do that. Unless the game itself requires an online connection or doesn't have all the data on the disc. That's not every Xbox game. That's not every PlayStation game. That's not every Nintendo Switch game. And PC, you might as well, fuck off about it unless you have a local backed up copy of it that doesn't require an online connection. But you're going to have these problems. And like I said, I don't use physical, but I have used physical. And I tested this, and this works. If you have a primary Xbox set to home Xbox, you pop in a physical game that doesn't require an online connection, you can still play that game. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Again, we'll see you crashing out over something you only think will happen. I'm not going to worry about it until it's announced when it happens. When it happens, it'll be too fucking late. You speak up now and prevent the shit from happening. And he's not the arbiter of saving the game industry here. This is basically an ego thing. He kind of got big. He was from what I know of him, he was a bigger content creator with a focus on Xbox. Phil Spencer hurt his feelings, and he's had to crash out ever since. And he gained a lot of followers, and now every day people are making fun of them. Just like every single clown that's also playing the console wars in 2025. Anyways, because I know if you sign up for a digital future, there's always a chance once the ecosystem is dead, you will most likely lose your licenses. You're assuming I hang on to the words of a corporation and believe the words that come out of their mouths like a trained consumer. I know there's a possibility because I only buy digital games on all platforms. DRM free is the only avenue left aside from physical media, and even that has its limitations. The sooner you accept that reality, the better off you will be. It's that simple. He goes on, you're like, accept it. And I'm over here saying there's tons of instances where people spoke the fuck up about changing things. Even the Xbox One completely changed because the people are speaking up. I guarantee they are seeing this shit from everyone they knows. And The decision's already made. The decision's already made. And him calling out Phil Spencer because he's the CEO of Xbox, it's not going to change things. Because, in fact, Phil Spencer has to answer to the CEO of Microsoft, the shareholders at Microsoft. I don't understand, like, he thinks that Phil does have some power, and he does. I'm not going to lie. But are you telling me a $1 trillion company with shareholders and a CEO that owns that division is going to let Phil Spencer do whatever the fuck he wants? No. That's going to have some research and consultation. You think that Activision Blizzard deal was just Phil Spencer? It was cogs in it, but he's not the end-all be-all. This is CEO, major corporation shareholder thing. It's about money. Xbox is now one of the biggest, third-party publishers in the world. They have their games on all systems. And you think they're going to stop that because some guy on the internet is like, you did bad things to my Xbox and I can't play games and enjoy them because I know people are playing my games on the PlayStation or PC or the Nintendos. Get the fuck out of here. You're not going to change that. They already see the revenue coming. I mean, the top games on PlayStation right now being pre-ordered or sold are all Xbox games. Whenever Xbox says Xbox is everywhere, that's what it is. It's a third-party publisher that just so happens to have their own ecosystem, their own subscription service, and their own some hardware. Who gives a fuck? Like, for real. We'll kind of keep going here. I mean, like I said, I don't know why he personally believes that Phil Spencer is the end-all be-all for this. It makes me think that he doesn't understand how businesses work. He has some power, but again, just like PlayStation and Jim Ryan, he gets to make the decisions, but ultimately the shareholders are saying, hey, keep on doing those games of the service games. Keep on doing it. And more developers keep on losing their jobs. More studios keep getting shut down because trend chasing. It's not going to help when all the games are going $70, $80, $90, $100. If we're to believe that GTA 6 will be $100, which it very likely might be. But I don't think, him crashing out over Phil Spencer every fucking day is going to help the problem. See if we can kind of dig a little bit deeper into this. Like I said, I don't want to keep it too long, and I'm already like past my due. Let's kind of see if there's any more things. Okay. I don't think throwing insults at Phil is the way you are going to change things when it's clear that he's not the one making those decisions. Thank Pop and Nadella and the shareholders for making these decisions. Phil Spencer is CEO of gaming. If you don't think they will pay attention to what he's saying, you're insane. They put him in charge for a reason. Phil has been exclusive from day one. This is a Phil Spencer thing. Okay, man, I believe you since you worked at Microsoft. And just like most of these guys, they love their charts, so they bring this. So we take a look. Phil Spencer is over Xbox. He is, but he's not over Microsoft. He's not. He's not over the shareholders. And he said Microsoft literally posts these things. And yes, they do. But the shit is directly pushed by the shareholders. Stop being delusional. Money talks, and if it didn't, they wouldn't be going this route. I misspelled things because I'm retarded too. You're hung up on blaming the guy who hurt your feelings about Quantum Break. Let it go. Dipstick, Quantum Break was 2016, I think. You're suggesting I've been bashing Phil and Xbox since. That's fucking asinine. He didn't spell that right. He said assign. LMAO. I'm a fan of Xbox that doesn't want my shit to become a paperweight, which is not. I love how that people act something that happened a decade ago is a big deal while not understanding that I don't hate what happened. I'm literally no one who ended up on every major gaming outlet and magazine, dozens of videos made about me, got something like 40K subscribers, and my podcast blew up. I'm not mad about speaking my opinion. What happened? Yes, you are. You're hung up on that. It's obvious. It's very obvious. It's like, it seems like the case when the only person you're making AI pictures and tag a guy that made you look like a dumb fuck, which I should have said dumb fuck, because people get to play video games on other platforms aside the box you seem to be worshiping. Why are you not tagging the rest of Microsoft management or seeking major shareholders? Seems to be a vendetta. He's a fucking CEO making retarded decisions. Again, like I said, he doesn't know how businesses work. He doesn't know how this works. He doesn't know how shareholders work. He doesn't know who owns Xbox. Phil Spencer does not own Xbox. Microsoft owns Xbox. Papa Nadella and the people that has the bag are making these decisions. Phil Spencer has to be the good corporate dog and be like, "That's what we're doing, guys. This is how we gotta do it." That's what's going to happen. It's happening. I don't get it. I don't get it. And like I said, I mean, it is whatever. And one thing I did, I got tired of messing with it. And he brings up the interviews. And yes, I've seen the interviews. The guy acts like I've never watched Xbox interviews. Because I'm a fan of the gaming industry and I watch this shit all the time. And the fact is, he was brought up in a lot of these major publications and videos were made about him because he got egg on his face and made him look really, really dumb. I don't get it with these guys. I don't get it with the fanboy thing. I don't know why you should be so fucking invested in capping for a box when you should be capping for the games. You should be capping against, hey, stop raising the fucking prices. You should be capping against, quit being fucking anti-consumer. I take a look what Xbox is doing. I'm like, well, that's fucking pro-consumer, aside from raising the fucking prices, and I will call them out on it. And if somebody says you're a broke boy, well, fuck you. I probably buy more games than most of you guys out there. I have no problems with it. I'm in a spot now where I can do these things. And if I had an audience that followed me, I'm definitely not going to look down on them and judge them by the fact that they decide to save their money, because that's a good thing. We need to do that. You need to enjoy the hobby the way you want. Okay? If you want to spend $100 on your fucking special edition, go fucking do it. I don't really care. But if you're looking down at somebody because they're poor or something, because, well, not poor, if they're good with their fucking money, or talking about saving money and that's somebody saying that's weird, that's fucking stupid. And if you think that what crap gamers are doing, or what these fucking morons that are constantly, every Xbox thing that comes out, you'll have a sea of dudes just circle jerking each other saying, "My Xbox is dead, girl." That's basically what it is. It's that all day long. Because they're hurt by the fact that somebody has a choice to where they want to play their games. And this is no different. This guy is so stuck on the box that he's not seeing reality. He doesn't want to concentrate. And when you try to talk people out of this shit to quit acting like morons, they just go cry, or they send you death threats, or, dox you, or some other bullshit over video games, guys. Why? Why the fuck are we doing this? It's 2025. We don't have to really just accept the mental illness and just let it seep into your veins. We got a lot of shit going on. And this is your thing? This hurts you most? A company that you should not be worshiping? That you should not put much faith into? I get it, you might look at me as being hypocritical and playing on different machines and advocating for the games, but I never said I wasn't. I'm not worshiping one brand. I don't see a point to that. I think that's morally wrong. That's how I see it. And you're only doing harm to yourself. You're stressing yourself out over something fucking so dumb, so stupid. It should be fucking studied. Like 100 years from now, whenever they take a look at X, they need to take a look at these clowns all day that just talk about consoles fighting each other and just study them. It's going to be magnificent. I am waiting for Judgment Day at this point. I'm waiting for the flood, the meteor, the whatever. The sun to explode at this point. We got too much shit going on. Way too much shit going on. And this is what you want to focus on. Whatever you want to do. And I told him, I said, hey, you do you. There's no saving you. There's no saving you at this point. There's no talking to these people. Trying to talk to them. Try to point out things that make sense, because they don't want that. They want to continue to fight over dumb shit. That's all it is. I don't understand. Maybe I'm just too old at 37, but then again, somebody said I was a 12-year-old foreign poor boy. This was from another guy. I'll have to do another video about that. I'll probably put it in the thumbnail so you can see it, because I said something about them like worshiping PlayStation, and he said I was a 12-year-old foreign poor boy that lives in the broom closet with my parents. It's awesome. It's great. It's amazing. I'm sorry I kept you so long. It's 30 fucking minutes long. Sorry about that. If you did stay, I love you. If I didn't make sense, if my ADHD just jumped everywhere, my bipolarism jumped everywhere, sorry about that too. I'm just glad you stayed. And if you want to enjoy your hobby the way you want, please do so. Don't let somebody just fucking tell you how to do things. If you want to save money, save money. If you want to sign up for a subscription service just to play your games, to enjoy them, like a lot of people. And by the way, a lot of these guys that are saying, you know, rent station or rent box, they're fucking stupid. Most of these guys, they're either living with their parents, they're living in Section 8 apartments, collecting welfare, or disabled, or poor foreign 12-year-old boys living in broom closets. Take your pick. Anyways, guys, I love you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt. Shut the fuck up. You're a stupid cunt. Suck my dick.